The inspection sticker is marked at 2017. That means that this BMW has been off the road for the past 7 years. And in this video, we are bringing it back to where it belongs. Oh no. To be honest, people called me dumb for fixing this BMW E39. Both cells and parts of the underlying structure were completely rotten. And it also was a non-runner when we bought it. But over the course of the last year, we almost fixed everything. And that's with hardly any mechanical knowledge. And in this video, we are going to finish the last 10% and get it inspected after 1 year of work. There is so much work waiting on us. So now we're going to fix the fuel level sensor. The car isn't showing me how much fuel is in the tank. We need a bucket because we don't want fuel to drip down somewhere in the interior. Although I like the smell of fuel. Do you like the smell of fuel? This is a fuel level sensor and it has a swimmer here which swims on top of the fuel. And here is a small plate and there are 2 contact points. The plate is attached to the swimmer and with moving that it changes the resistance and this signal then gets to the tachometer and then it shows you the fuel level. Now everything gets installed in reverse order. Okay, plug it in. Finished. Perfect. So, let's test it. Yeah. And I'm pretty happy that this works because otherwise I don't want to drive because, you know, I don't want to get stranded anywhere with an old BMW.
I am under the water. Please help me.
Well, and I bought some new fuel lines. They are pretty old and I don't want the car to catch on fire. Next, we need to figure out why the window washing function isn't working. Well, a working fuel level gauge won't help us if we crash because of a dirty windscreen. So let's fix the washing function. On this E39, the washer pump sits behind the front right wheel. So we first need to remove the wheel and then the arch liner. Let's unplug the pump. This one here is minus and that one should be plus. Put this one in here. It's broken. Let's try it with the new pump. This one is a little bit bigger, a little bit much bigger. Yes, same connector. Should be fine. Oh gosh. Let's install the new pump. Hopefully this gasket isn't failing. Okay, plug it in. Done. Oh yeah, and we removed a line connector because my dad needed it for his car. And now we're going to test the windshield wipers and the washer. I think something went wrong. Well, that's a problem. Oh no. The line connector is our culprit. Well, at least it is clean now. And it smells pretty good. But hey, the pump at least now works, so let's reinstall everything. Next, I want to replace a section of the brake line because my work there wasn't quite beautiful and I want to redo it. I suspected that the workshop which will inspect my car would complain about it. So here you can see the 2 brake lines I'm not really satisfied with. You can see here, it touches the fuel tank here and here, which can lead to a leaky fuel tank and also failing brake lines. So let's disconnect them there. Okay. Take a look at these green hinges, got them from my girlfriend. I think they're just funny. We are snipping these lines because we won't use them anymore. Next step, we're going to remove them. Removing these lines was harder than it looks. They just got tangled up everywhere. But after we managed to get them out, we bent some new brake lines. I have finished 1 brake line and I think it looks much better. So let's test fit it. Come on, go in. Okay. So this here looks actually pretty good. Now we're flaring them. Basically the end of the brake line gets bent up in a conical shape. This end then gets screwed into a connector which has the same conical shape. That's why they are not leaking. And after tightening every connection, These lines are finished. Guys, I have some new parts for the E39 and it's pretty big. So let's unbox it. Can you guess what it is? Yeah, really good. I just want to replace the stabilizer bar because on my car it's pretty rotten. You can see it here. And to be honest, these bushings don't look great either. So I thought, why not buying the whole stabilizer bar, and it costs me 36 euros. So let's quickly unbolt it. Therefore we need to remove the 2 bolts in the back, then the wheels, and now we can undo the last 2 nuts, which are so hard to reach, thanks to the engineering team of BMW. And now we can fish out this big boy. These two are looking exactly the same. I'm so glad that we are replacing the whole stabilizer in the back. The old links have their better days behind them. Thanks to Stratton from M539 Restoration, we have the perfect torque for this bolt here. We are going with good and tight. For now we are just putting in the bolts and not torquing them up, because we're going to do them up when the car is on the ground again. Rubber bushings are tightened when the car is at ride height, so they don't stay twisted and wear out faster. And luckily this car is like a bus. We don't even need a jack to torque them. Now we're cleaning off the rear seats. Installing time, and I couldn't even remember how the assembled interior looked before. And the rear plate lights. Hello! There is one rusty spot left. We need to fix it. So, first let's remove the old rusty material. Then we weld in a new panel. This car is officially fully welded. So let's remove the welder from the car here. Grind down all the seams. And now it is time to protect it. At first degreasing and then some underbody primer. Looks great again. So next we are going to fix the handbrake. So therefore we needed to tighten the nut in the front of the cables. This here is already pretty good. And when you pull the handbrake, the rear tires shouldn't move. But we also managed to get the handbrake working. Now we're fixing the windshield washer line with the original connector. And it works. Look what I've got for the E39. Some new tires. They look so good, but smell disgusting. Well, before we drop off these nasty rims, we are cleaning them. Unpopular opinion, I love this Coca-Cola vanilla. And now we need to fix some wires with the E39. Horrible. So I have bought some solder connectors. Now we're going to fix this mess. At first we're going to unplug the battery. A solder connector works by using a hot air gun to melt a special metal inside, which then sticks the wires together. So we are putting the connector on one wire, then twist the copper lines of these cables together and put the connector directly over them and heat it up. Finally, after 3 hours I think, I have finally done every single wire. And the thing is, I had to extend them from here and put in new wires because they were all broken. Take a look at these new tires, they just look astonishing. Now we thought, let's just swap the wheels, just as easy as that. But there was an issue. The weights on the inside of the rim, which make the wheels balanced, touch the tie rod. That's an issue. 3 out of 4 wheels are good, but one is just simply touching something. So the next step is to make a DIY alignment. At first we are loosening two nuts that hold the tie rods in their position. On this side here we already made an alignment with a string and we measured everything. Okay, I have to admit, this isn't really the most accurate alignment ever. But hey, it's at least fun and it works. At first, we put a measurement device, aka steel tube, on the rear tire. With the help of that, we are making sure the string is exactly parallel to the car. Now we put our attention on the front tires. The string helps us figure out whether the tire is tilted in one direction or not. Then we are turning the inner tie rod to correct the position of the wheels. So now we need to replace the hood latch cable because, yeah, I'm going to show you that quickly. It's not attached anymore. So let's replace it. Honestly, this one surprised me. A few days before the dreaded inspection, the hood cable just tore apart. The whole time it was fine, just like the car didn't want to expose its heart. But also this issue did get fixed pretty quickly. Right now I'm trying to align the hood latches because they won't open quite nicely. So here are the hood latches and we have these pins here on the hood which latch into that hole here. It needs to get centered in here. So therefore I have put on some duct tape, push the hood onto it like that. We get this indent here and this here is actually pretty centered. And now we're going to do that on the other side too. So the indent here on this side is also centered. Well, and now we are cleaning the engine a bit. And now it is time for the first wash in a few years.
Come a little closer. I wanna dance with you. Everything's moving slower. I don't know what it is you do.
The last thing before the inspection, the rubbing tire. The tire shop just simply took out the weight. According to them, the wheel is without this weight within spec. Do you remember your first ride? Mine was a Mazda 6 diesel, 120 horses, 330 Newton meters of torque. Unfortunately, I had to let her go. But I still feel the torque, even to this day. And with this car, I'm chasing this feeling again. We are currently driving to the inspection and I really hope we can pass it. Did we pass the inspection with my BMW E39 that was abandoned 7 years ago and hasn't been on the road since? No, we did not. And to be honest, the reasons why we didn't pass with this BMW E39 are quite hilarious. Luckily, there aren't reasons that make the car unsafe to drive. We need to fix them in 2 weeks because on the 6th June we have the second inspection. So the thing is, the battery has nothing that holds it in. Apparently the holders are there, so now we are trying to unscrew them and screw them back in. It is pretty rusty, so I hope I won't break the bolt. At first we're going to unplug the battery. This big boy is heavy. Hopefully we can remove it. Okay, this doesn't sound very promising, to be honest. Don't break. Guys, I think we got it. Out it is. Next thing we have to do is to remove the steering wheel. And as you can see here, it is broken. Here. Not good. I'm certified for that, yeah? No worries. I don't want to do this anymore. I have removed these airbags so often right now. Not removed. So, and now we can remove the steering wheel. Strong. And now we can remove it. Whoop. Leave the keys. Keys. Sorry my guy. We need to modify the E46 steering wheel a little bit because the airbag is bigger on the E39. But before we can finish that, we need to do something else first. The next issue is the cluster. As you can see here, some pixels are missing and we need to fix this. So let's take out the cluster. For that we need to remove the trims and then take out 5 screws. Let's catch these missing pixels. At first we're disassembling everything, and since I don't want to remove the needles, we need a hot iron to get to the screws to remove the display. Now it is. Now we're cleaning the contacts with some acetone and Q-tips, put on the new LCD and reinstall everything. We're just going to plug it in for now, because if it doesn't work, I need to remove it again and do the whole same thing once more. This will be a big moment for all of us, because if I can do something like that, everyone can. Well, let's go. I'm still missing a few pixels, but we can read the kilometers, and that is the important bit. I already have swapped the steering wheel from the BMW E46 in here. On the steering wheel, when it was unmodified, the airbag wouldn't fit in it. So I had to remove a little bit of a lip here. One thing crossed off the list. Apparently, here on the E39s there is a bracket above the battery. But I don't have this bracket here, and I don't want to spend 50 euros on a bracket. That's why we are fabricating it ourselves. So let's remove the bolt and the nut here. At least they are here. After that, we are creating a template with some cardboard. This is our strap here. And now we cut it out of some metal. Drilling some holes for the bolts, bending, and now we put it in place. Since it was pretty flimsy, we are welding some strengthening plates on. I also have put on 2 stoppers to stop the battery from moving. Let's see if it fits. Okay, to be honest, this battery holder is a little bit over-engineered, but you know, the battery is holding, and that's what I wanted to achieve. To avoid some rust, we are painting it. First some primer, then base coat and some clear coat. Let's put on the bracket. Great. Perfect. This battery isn't moving anywhere. This cover here also was a big reason why this car didn't pass. So I bought a new one for 25 euros. One more issue resolved. The mechanic managed to get the hood latch stuck. The problem is that these grills aren't original. Therefore the latch didn't have enough space within the fins. So I took him out. Then placed them back in and aligned them properly. Luckily we managed to find a place where the latch had enough space to go through. And now we're gluing them in place, so they won't be able to move anymore. Paid 40 euros for them and they aren't fitting properly. But after this modification, the latch now fits perfectly. Every time when I'm a little bit in the down phase, I take a seat in this car and just rev it a little bit. And suddenly, I remember why I'm doing all this here. We need to replace the window wipers. The rubber is brittle. I should have done it in the first place, to be honest. The last issue we need to solve is a loose heating shield. To be honest, it won't go anywhere, but it is wiggling a bit. So therefore we just put in 2 bolts and now it sits tightly. I just want to drive it on the road so badly. We finally got it. I'm just so happy that we can finally drive this car on the road. After 1 year of hard work with so many ups and downs. To be honest, when I was repairing the rust, I just thought we just need to bring it to the scrapyard. Driving with this car is just weird. I don't know, I feel like I'm doing something illegal here. But I'm not. It's just so weird that this car is finally on the road. Well, and now we are going for a drive. A few minutes ago, within this video, I have told you that I'm searching for the same feeling that my Mazda 6 gave me. And to be honest, this car is better. You don't want to know how often I dreamed about driving this car. But never in a million years I would have thought that this car drives so well. And the engine sound is pure heaven. All the hard work and hiccups along the way just paid off immediately. It's just my daily driver right now.